I want to start doing these journal entries, either written or video, just to kind of cultivate my thoughts throughout the day. For today, I listened to a video on this YouTube channel called Life Church. I'm not particularly religious myself. Arguably, I would say I'm more agnostic, but we won't get into that. And for me, I still believe I can gather information from other people as well. So for this sermon for Life Church, I forgot the preacher's name. He talked a lot about how our thoughts are what dictate our perception. And you can see that in a lot of, I'm not a neuroscientist, but you can see that in a lot of brain studies on the brain. So I've heard a lot about positive reinforcement, positive gratitude, that what you think about in your mind is what ultimately comes out through action. So for, oh my gosh, I didn't even know I had gum in here. What the heck? Okay, sorry about that. So what the priest talks about, or the preacher, is that we need to wage war against ourselves. So from what I said, thoughts we continually tell ourselves are the thoughts that we come to believe. So all the lies that come into our mind, or all the truths that come into my mind, and we get to choose how to act on those lies, or how to act, which thoughts to act on, and which thoughts to not act on. And if we let the lies, or if we cling to the lies, then we start believing them and we start acting them out. So one lie the preacher talks about, one lie that resonates with me, is that we aren't good enough, that we're never good enough, that we'll never be good enough. I can see that a lot whenever I work out, is that I'd set a goal, and even if I reach that goal, I don't think it's good enough, just because I should be better. But that's not true, because I set that goal out to beat myself, and the only person you need to worry about is the person that is you. So we must, at least from this Life Church, it talks about how the war we must fight against, actually, the war we must fight against is with ourselves and those lies. So the stronghold of those lies, he says. And that stronghold, we must go at it at 110% and try to fight against it. And that's what I've found in my life is that, especially with this first video, is just that I'd never be good enough, that I'll never have a successful YouTube channel, that it's so much work to put in for this YouTube channel, all that might not even work out. But what I tell myself is, what are the reasons why I'm doing this? Why am I doing this? And one reason for me is to help better orient myself, to better straighten my arrow and better understand what's going on up here. So furthermore, the Life Church talks about how we can't change our thoughts unless we create new paths forward. The analogy he talks about is if you go out from your house and you go into a field and you keep going down the same path, you'll create a road for yourself. So you won't go down any other path because the easiest path is the one already created. Well, what we need to do is create a new path, right? Create new habits. I forgot, it's 21 days to create a new habit, 3 days to break it. And that's the same analogy here. You're going to be tempted to go down on that path that's already laid out for you. But what you need to do is start creating that new path. You need to start going down the overgrown grass and start trudging through it and keep going through it until you make a habit out of it. Me as well, because I'm going through a transitionary period in my life, and I need to instill these habits into myself as well. So one habit is trying to try to run every morning. And let's say my goal it's not necessarily to beat myself every time, but to reach my 11:30 goal every time. And I increase the speed every time for every week. I'd want to do that, but for tomorrow I want to do 11:30. Try to beat that record. And to kind of bring it all together, essentially what this is it's going to be a war against the lies of yourself. And one thing to keep in mind is to try to pick one of these lies that you keep telling yourself. One of these lies that you can't get away from. So for me, it's not being good enough. And to combat that lie, because I am good enough. And you're good enough too. You just need to keep telling yourself that. And whenever that lie comes up, acknowledge it, say, hey, at least for me, hey, look, I'm doing what I need to do. I'm doing hard things. Well, that was the first journal entry. And I don't know if I'm going to keep doing these journal entries through video blogging or if I'm going to do written. So we'll see. We'll go back and forth. But that only took 8 minutes 30 seconds. So not too bad. Hopefully I see you in the next one.